Okay, does this look tense? That sounds weird. We're gonna cut that out. Hey, my name is Alyssa. I'm one half of Hivequarter Co. We're a small laser cut business and we also do photo magnets at vendor markets. This series is all about helping creative businesses prep, sell, and grow. So if that's the vibe you're looking for, please hit subscribe and we'll get on to today's topic, which is what you need to bring to a vendor market. So the first list of items I'm going to give you are items that I would definitely consider to be essential for your setup. So let's get into those. So the first item on our list, and you probably guessed it, it's a 10 by 10 canopy. One thing I will say though is definitely check with the market that you're going to be participating in, because some markets do have specific requirements. For example, some markets may say that your canopy has to be white. Some say that, it cannot be branded. So definitely check, figure out what you're seeing. I think best case scenario, you should probably just go with a simple white canopy. It's very versatile and most markets will accept it. The next item are canopy weights. I know some people say that 10 pounds on each leg is enough, but in my opinion, I really think you should go 20 pounds per leg. There are canopy weights available on Amazon. You can get them at local hardware stores. You can also use sandbags. I've seen people use dumbbells. Not really something I would recommend because there's not a good way to clip them on, but definitely want something to weigh down your canopies. The next item is kind of optional, but it definitely helps with wind, security, sun, and that's sidewalls. So if you don't know what a sidewall is, it's basically this, wall that attaches to your canopy legs. Sometimes the sidewalls even come with the canopy, so you can also look for, some sort of bundled deal there. The next item, we have folding tables. These are pretty self-explanatory. You can have one, to display your products. You can have several to display your products. Just make sure that they're, good quality, heavy duty, that they lock well. You definitely don't want, your products or your table giving out and your products falling over during a market. Next item, I definitely recommend having chairs. I know a lot of people say, it's a bad look for vendors to be sitting during their markets, but you're gonna wanna have a place to rest, especially in those long markets that last, 6-7 hours. So definitely try to get a chair that's comfy. You can try doing, just a regular folding chair. You can get a stool. I've seen some people do the director's chairs where they're a little bit higher up. So you have better eye contact with anybody coming into your booth, but it's an item I definitely wouldn't skip. And then another item is a tablecloth. I just think it looks better, and I think a lot of people will agree with that. You can go something very simple. You can get something branded. So the next set of items we're going to be talking about are for display and merchandising. So obviously you have these products to sell. You want to be able to display them in a creative way that's going to draw people into your booth. So this could mean using risers, you could use crates, you can use baskets. So next we're gonna talk about tech and sales tools. So the most obvious one, you probably guessed it, it's some sort of card reader. We've done markets and I'm actually pretty surprised with how much cash we get. It's not something I was expecting, but we did get quite a few, card sales. So definitely have some way to accept those payments. The last thing you want to do is turn people away. I know Square, the company, has a bunch of different card readers. They have one that's really inexpensive. We bought one and I believe it was $60 and it's a tap reader, which most people will prefer. So small investment, but it's one that will definitely pay off in the long run. The next is a tablet or phone charger, depending on whatever you're using. You definitely, especially if you're taking payments on the card reader, you definitely want to have a full charge phone. Otherwise, you'll just miss out on certain sales. So if you feel like, that's something that you might need, and especially if the market is a longer one, you definitely want to have some sort of portable battery for your phone, power bank, whatever the case. Next up is something to hold cash in. So some people use cash boxes. Other people will use a fanny pack or something similar. I definitely prefer the fanny pack option. I feel that it feels a lot better when I know it's on me and rather don't feel uncomfortable turning my back, leaving the cash box in our booth. The next item is totally optional, but honestly, it really just depends on what you're selling. So the item is a Wi-Fi hotspot. For a lot of you, it may not be necessary. For us, because we do, photo magnets on the spot, live engraving, we actually require the hotspot. The one that we bought is called, I believe, Soli's Light. It was on Amazon for around $160, which obviously, is a bigger initial investment, but I really appreciate the way the plans are set up. So you can buy day passes where you have unlimited data for just $9. It's a small cost to work into, your vendor market expenses, but if this is a necessity for you, I would definitely recommend that hotspot. And then the last item for this category is QR code signage. So if you're only accepting Venmo or Zelle, you definitely want to have your QR code handy. However that is done, whether you're, maybe printing it or you have photo saved on your phone for people to scan. Also, if you have, social media or your own website, you definitely want to have a QR code sign for that so people can easily find you. So the next few items are strictly for comfort and practicality, but don't sleep on them. These are really, really important. So the first one, I would definitely recommend having some sort of bag or box or something. We have like a plastic toolbox with a bunch of stuff. So it'll have scissors, duct tape, zip ties, Velcro straps, a screwdriver, because you never know. Like, there's a lot of things that could go wrong and you want to be prepared. So definitely have some sort of like emergency kit to solve your problems on the go. I would also recommend taking water or snacks, sunscreen even, especially for the hot market days. Like, you'd want to be feeling good, especially if you're gonna be there for 6-7 hours, so definitely bring water. Also, I would pay attention to how the weather is that day. If it's really cold, it seems so obvious, but have a backup jacket in your car or a blanket or a small blanket or something. If it's hot, dress appropriately. Like, markets can get really uncomfortable if you're not dressed appropriately, or if you don't have like good shoes on if you're standing. So don't take that stuff for granted. It can really make your market experience kind of awful. Pay attention to that stuff. I would also recommend having some type of, it could be a notepad or pens or Sharpies. I've been kind of surprised by how often we've needed stuff like that, little things like that. So definitely look into those items. And now for a few bonus items. So this is really just for, if space allows, I would recommend having some sort of lighting, especially if you're a night market. Obviously, you might be dealing with the challenge of having no electricity, but there are battery powered lights. I've seen clamp-on lights. You could do some really cute like string lights. Just make sure that they're battery powered or even rechargeable, and you can charge them the night before and set them up. Another thing you might want to do, if your branding kind of allows for it, is maybe a speaker with some music playing in the background. Definitely keep it low. You don't want to have anybody feeling like they can't talk to you because music is too loud, but it might make people more comfortable. One of the things we do is we bring some freebies to give away. They're just really like little items. So it could be stickers, keychains. For the little kids, we'll bring like these little mini bubble wands or mini Play-Doh or lollipops. I think it just helps people, leave your booth with a smile, and I feel like you can never go wrong with that. And then the last thing is something to help you transport all of your stuff from, your parking location to your actual setup location. So this could be, a dolly. I would definitely recommend looking on like Facebook Marketplace for a used one. You can definitely find one there. If you can't, or if you would just prefer to buy new, the one that we use is Costco brand, and I believe it's a 4-in-1 hand truck. So it can like convert from a regular dolly to like a tilted dolly to a cart dolly, and one other one that I'm probably forgetting. But that one I believe was $150 to $160 at Harbor Freight. If you have one in your area, I would definitely recommend that one. But if you can't, or you're just simply not ready for something of that level, you can definitely try, like a folding wagon or a folding cart would be good also. The only thing I will say is, because space can be tight, especially, when you're obviously trying to prioritize things like your tent and your products, try to find something that is foldable or collapsible, something that doesn't take up too much space but will be helpful. Obviously, this is something that's going to make loading, setting up a lot more easily. So So that's our list of items we bring to our vendor markets. If you create your own list, I would definitely recommend, doing it in your phone or creating a printout that you can, use every single time. That way you're not starting from scratch every single time. If you like the items that we listed here, we actually offer our own free checklist download. So you can grab the download in the link in the description. I really hope this helped you guys feel more confident for your next market day. Subscribe to our channel for more vendor tips, laser projects, and business life. And then comment below what's one thing that you always seem to forget at vendor markets. Thank you guys. See you next time.